G'day guys, and I want to welcome you to this video in which we're going to talk about the shake-up to Facebook's feed. Roll the bumper! G'day guys, my name's Bruce Garrett, I'm the owner of GingerBeARD Media, and in this video I want to talk all about the Facebook feed update that a lot of people are getting worried about, basically. So let's start with the basics. What the hell am I talking about if you've got no idea what's going on?
I'm sorry, what the heck are you talking about?
Well, in Sri Lanka, Bolivia, Slovakia, Serbia, Guatemala, and Cambodia, it appears that Facebook is testing a new style of Facebook feed. What they're doing is splitting out pages, i.e. business pages, and moving them into a separate tab known as Explore. And what this leaves is for the main feed to be dominated by articles and posts from your friends and family. It's also rumored that the only posts that will get into this main feed from pages will now be sponsored or paid promotional posts from pages. So obviously a lot of people, generally small business owners, are getting very worried that basically their posts are not going to be seen by people unless you push that promotion, you pay for that promotion to get onto the main page. And I think this is probably coming from small business owners who are always worried about how much their posts can be seen anyway. We've definitely noticed a drop in the algorithm for posts unless they're seen by a lot of people, a lot of comments, a lot of engagement. They don't typically get seen unless they're paid for promotion anyway. So there's a lot of page owners, a lot of business owners very worried about what this change is going to mean. But firstly, I think we should talk about why this change is happening. Why would Facebook move their page feeds into a separate section and only take paid promotional posts onto that main feed?
Why would you do that?
The obvious answer would obviously be money. You're effectively creating a two-tier system within your own platform to make sure that people really do push money into their promotions to make sure they get seen. But actually this is probably a continued push from Facebook to try and retain people within the platform. You may not have noticed it, but Facebook makes regular changes, and more recently we've definitely seen a push to try and get more personal involvement on Facebook. It's been reported that Facebook has noticed a drop in people posting about themselves, instead using it to share more like funny memes and things like that. So you may have noticed small changes like Facebook will bring up photos that you've recently taken and ask whether you want to share them. It will see whether you want to tag in somewhere. And that's all been a drive to try and personalize Facebook a little bit more, to bring it back to that sort of one-on-one connection that we used to have. So this rollout of splitting the feeds is probably a continuation to try and build and test that sort of change in strategy, to try and bring it back to a personal level. So as business owners, should we worry, should we panic about this change? Because a lot of people are very worried, I can tell you. And in my personal view, no, we shouldn't be worried for a couple of reasons. I mean, the first is the countries that they're running this test in. I mean, Sri Lanka, Bolivia, Slovakia, Serbia, Guatemala, and Cambodia are hardly tech-savvy places that really are at the forefront. These are good testing markets that won't really result in a whole lot of people just bashing the hell out of Facebook on Facebook about the change. I think the other thing that we have to remember and keep in sight is that Facebook is a multi-million-dollar organization, a multi-million-dollar company. They know to test things properly before they roll them out. I think what we're probably going to see, and by we I mean Australia, the UK, US, you know, it's big markets, is a very watered down change to the platform. Now, I don't know what that quite looks like, but it is definitely clear that Facebook wants to retain its users, try and bring more people back in, specifically the younger age groups. And to do that, it definitely needs to continue on with a strategy of trying to get people to use it on a personal level. My personal view would be if they could find a way of removing not pages, but more memes and things like that, the funnies, then that would probably help personalize the situation. It would move it away from the funny chain emails that you used to get in back in what, 2000s? Yes, back in my day, Jeff. I'm sorry I'm so old. So yeah, in summary, I think this change is really just Facebook exploring, no pun intended, because the feed is called Explore. I think this is Facebook exploring some options to try and bring back personality and the personal side of Facebook, but I don't think we're going to see it hit us in the mainstream, and Facebook have even provided a statement to that effect. Anyway, I'm gonna park that video there. I hope the information that I've spoken about today has been of use to you. I thank you for watching, and as ever, if you want to talk about video and how it can help your small business, I'd love to have a chat. Gingerbeard Media, get on beard.